Are you ready for Selenium 4? Do you know that Docker is no longer free? Want to know a Python-based load testing tool to help you with Kubernetes performance testing? Discover the answer to these and other hot automation, performance, and security testing topics in this edition of the Test Guild News Show for the week of September 5th. So grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea and let's do this. So let's start with the biggest news item of the week, and that is the release of Selenium 4. So it's actually just came out this morning, where they announced that they're happy to announce the first release candidate of Selenium 4. They're shipping this with both .NET, Java, Python, Ruby, and JavaScript. So if you use any of those languages, they highly recommend you go and grab them from your package manager of choice. And if you really want to get up to speed with the latest, greatest in Selenium 4, I highly recommend you head on over to Test Guild and click on free video tutorials, Selenium 4. If you want to get up to speed quickly on all the critical features of Selenium 4, check out the free video Selenium 4 tutorial by the creator of Selenium WebDriver himself, Simon Stewart. Get up to speed in less than 25 minutes with everything you need to know to be successful from your transition to Selenium 4. In other news, we keep talking about low-code, no-code type of solutions that have become more and more popular in automation. Another one is the tools that are available in RPA. And I always say follow the money. And so this latest item really caught my attention. And it is the no-code automation tool LeapWork just got a $62 million Series B round of funding. So LeapWork is kind of a hybrid RPA automation solution. And they actually focus in on software testing for tools, which LeapWork really pitches as at enterprises for quality assurance and test teams. And they claim that using their no-code tech, business can achieve 10 times faster to market, 97% product gains, and 90% reduction in application errors. So that's the big pitch, and people are buying the pitch and they're investing in it. I don't know how realistic that pitch is, but I really think that, as I keep saying, over time, these tools are only going to get better. So if something that is automatable can be automated using a tool, if you get your other team members involved, not just highly technical or skilled folks, but everyone, then definitely something to keep an eye on these types of tools as they enter the market. Do you know Docker is going to start forcing enterprise customers to sign up for their paid plan to use their popular desktop application? This is going into effect August 31st, 2021. So it's already in place, and it's going to be a part of their major subscription pricing shakeup from the container company. So unfortunately, Docker Desktop is no longer free. You can read all about it in InfoWorld. So they do have new pricing plans. They have a personal, a pro, and team and business, which are going to replace the older plans of free, pro, team, and large. And the personal plans will remain free, while the pro plans cost about $5 a month for individuals, and team plans cost around $7 a month per user. And the business plan starts at $21 per user. And they say the reason why they're doing this is to scale up their business, sustainability, and enable them to continue providing value in all its Docker subscriptions. So anytime you see a free solution or open source solution, you never know. It could become paid at some point in time with either a spinoff, or actually they usually stop baiting you in with a free plan and then they start charging you for it. So just something to keep in mind as you're choosing tools. Another article that caught my attention is Federal IT Must Embrace Automation. This article goes over the benefits of automation, and then it talks about how the government is starting to adopt RPA, and it highlights how the federal government has really started making a push for RPA over the last few years. And they actually have a quote where it says, at a government-wide level, RPA can represent a profound change with the potential to empower non-IT professionals and process owners with the tools to automate a significant share of the workload. And that's why they're investing in RPA. As I mentioned, good or bad, these are where the trends are going. So if you don't know about RPA, if you want to learn about RPA, if the government's going to start embracing it, I think it's a good place for you to get involved with as well. Next up in performance and site reliability news, we have on our news desk an article on LinkedIn from Lloyd Watts. And Lloyd talks about how the performance engineering industry has a well-established set of best practices to ensure availability and performance of websites and services under heavy load conditions like Black Friday. But the problem is, real users don't live in data centers near the web server under test. And that's why they see a big need for what they are calling the global last mile type of testing. And he just has, Lloyd's always posting really interesting graphics in LinkedIn. If you're not following him, I highly recommend you follow him. And he just shows why he believes this is going to be a trend. And he goes over how real users actually interact with their site and how a lot of people, when they're doing conventional load testing, miss out on all this data, and how this particular solution can help you accurately measure real end user experience. So I think it's worth the read and worth checking out his solution as well. Hey, do you love Python and Kubernetes? Well, I have a great solution for you in this next article. It is how Kubernetes distributed performance testing is possible using a open source tool, Python-based tool called Locus. And this is really a great introduction or tutorial on how to integrate and use Locus to test microservices running in Kubernetes clusters. So this is a big trend I've been seeing. And so if you actually want to have a hands-on tutorial on how to do it, this is a great starting point. And if you've been following performance engineering and performance testing for any amount of time, you know about the PAC, and the PAC is back. The Performance Advisory Council is going to be October 7th, 2021. If you do anything with performance testing, this is definitely an event that you should attend. And it's a free event that really explores real-world experiences around performance engineering. The methods and practices demonstrated means they're going to be highly relevant content for performance experts everywhere. You're definitely going to benefit from it. So definitely give it a look. I have a link for the PAC in the show notes. I'm personally curious to see how this is going to run now that Scott Moore has taken over the PAC from Henrix Rex, who really did a great job previously. So Scott Moore has been in this industry for years, and I know he's really going to turn it up a notch and really bring more value than ever before at this year's event. So definitely check it out. Next up in security news. So last week I did a webinar for SmartBear on the performance trends for 2022 and beyond. And one thing I've been seeing over and over again on my performance podcast and my other podcast is more and more folks talking about cloud native or cloud first type of deployment and software development. And it's a big need that people need to learn more about, not only for functional testing, and to make sure their applications are performant across all these distributed cloud services, but also security is a big deal. And I think it's something that testers need to get more involved in. And that's why I'm really interested in this particular article on the last cloud native puzzle piece, security automation. And the article goes into explain with this particular type of environment that the constant velocity and delivery of new features has caused a real disconnect when addressing security. And it goes how DevOps is a three-legged stool made up of development, DevOps or SREs, and the most critical piece is security. And that's why you've probably been hearing more and more about DevSecOps. It's the same thing, but really it's just making people more aware that security is part of that three-legged pillars that make up DevOps in principle. It's a really good article. You definitely should read or share with your management to let them know why security is also a critical piece for your testing plans. And before we go, make sure to head over to testguild.com and click on the Automation Guild 2022 Early Bird to learn more about our upcoming event happening February 7th to the 11th. I'd love to know your feedback. You also will get exclusive early bird discounts if you get on the mailing list now. When you join the mailing list, you'll also get an email. And in that email, lead you to the survey, and you can let me know what is your biggest challenge or what speakers and topics you'd like to have at this year's event, because it's really a guild event. It's not what I want or what I think people should learn about. It's what you all want to know. So let me know, sign up for the early bird and take that quick survey. All right, so that's it for this episode of the Test Guild News Show. If you have any articles you'd like to appear on upcoming news shows, all you need to do is drop me a line at news@testguild.com. So once again, I'm Joe, and my mission is to help you succeed with creating full stack, end-to-end automation awesomeness. As always, test everything and keep the good. Cheers.